Everyone loves a good haunted house story. Today we're going to discuss the evil.
The Evil stars Richard Crenna, Joanna Pettit, and is directed by Gus Triconis. What's up, guys? It's time for a new horror review, and this one is going to be a deep cut. You see, one of my Patreon patrons, Ted Harrington, he asked me if I had ever seen this old Roger Corman movie called The Evil. And I'm a sucker for haunted house stories, especially those old like 70s haunted house movies like Amityville Horror. I couldn't find this movie anywhere to rent on VOD, so I ended up buying it. I bought it off of Amazon. I will post an Amazon affiliate link below so you can get The Evil double feature with Twice Dead, which actually stars Jill Whitlow from Night of the Creeps. So I haven't watched that one yet, but I did watch The Evil. Looking forward to watching Twice Dead. But yeah, click on that affiliate link. You can buy this movie and it supports the channel. I appreciate that. Also, I will be filing this under my playlist, Evil Things. I have 5 new playlists because I have so many horror reviews. And anything that deals with, like, you know, evil and demons and haunted houses and all that type stuff, I put it in Evil Things. So I'll post a card for that right here. But The Evil is about this old Civil War era house, and it hasn't been occupied for like a century. And this couple comes in, they're both doctors, and they want to fix up the place. They want to turn it into kind of a drug rehab facility. And as we all know, as soon as they get into this haunted house, weird shit starts happening, things start creaking, and people end up dying. Now, this is one of those 1970s video nasties, which I love, and they can really cover the gamut as far as quality. They can go horrible or they can be great. And before I get into the pros and cons, I have to talk about Shout Factory, because a lot of people know about, you know, I guess you could say the front runners of their collection, like The Thing, like The Fog, all those. But a lot of people don't know about these. These are those deep cuts, and they often go unnoticed. As a matter of fact, if you try to do research on some of these titles, it's actually pretty hard. But luckily, this one actually comes with a new scan. It's got a brand new audio commentary on both the movies. And this is 2 other movies that I did a review on, Schizoid and X-Ray, with Barbie Benton, the former Playboy Playmate. But yeah, this is just another one of those deep cuts that Shout Factory puts out. And thank God for Shout Factory, because these movies might never see the light of day if not for them. And by the way, I'm not getting paid by Shout Factory. I just love the company that much. But the first thing that I really loved about this movie is it's a good haunted house story. It's simple. It doesn't try to get too convoluted. You know, once the characters get in this house, it does what a haunted house movie is supposed to do. It freaks you out. It's creepy. But most importantly, there's a good mix. You know, some of it is really psychological, and then some of it is physical. For example, there is this one scene where this female, she is getting pulled by the demon back and forth. Kind of reminded me of something out of Poltergeist. And that scene's really well done. If you freeze frame it, you can see the string, but hey, this is 1978, so I'm gonna cut these the filmmakers some slack. Matter of fact, I prefer it sometimes. You know, it's refreshing to go back and watch these movies when we didn't have all this CGI like The Conjuring today. The Conjuring, it's a good movie, but they do take advantage of all the technology available today, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's cool to see what filmmakers came up with back then when they didn't have, you know, all that technology. They had limitations, and a lot of times limitations can cause a great movie to form, such as Jaws. But also, I think your movie is only as good as the actors that inhabit it. And luckily, all the actors in this movie, they're pretty decent. Richard Crenna, who you might know from the Rambo series as Troutman, he is the main character of this. And he steers this ship nicely. He does a great job. As a matter of fact, there's one scene where he looks almost like a werewolf. And you'll know what I'm talking about when you get to the scene. It's pretty creepy looking. And his wife is Dr. Carolyn, played by Joanna Pettit. Haven't seen her anything before, but she is really easy on the eyes. Really easy. Also, another scene I really dug in this movie was that the house will not let you escape. There's a certain point in this movie where all the doors are shut. Everybody in the house knows, okay, this house is completely haunted. I'm scared out of my wits' end.
We're not gonna get out of here. We're not ever getting out of here. Don't you know that? Don't you see that? We're locked in. Look around. We're locked in. We're not gonna get out. We're never getting out.
Which is also refreshing too, because a lot of these movies, most of the characters, they don't know until the end, or they're in denial until the end. Not in this movie. Pretty much within the first act, they all know that they are up shit creek without a paddle. The doors are locked, and so the rest of the movie is them trying to figure out how to get out of the damn house. But one of the characters does get out of the house, and he ends up being buried alive, and I dug that scene. It was really cool, really inventive, something I don't see that often. And also, I frequent Disney World quite often. When I was in the military, I was stationed pretty close to the place, and when my kids were little, we'd go, and one of our favorite rides was the Haunted Mansion. And there are quite a few scenes in this movie that remind me of the Haunted Mansion. It's not like, you know, verbatim or anything. I mean, this movie probably predates the Haunted Mansion, but it just gave me that vibe. You know, I love that old school haunted house vibe, and this movie really just nailed that vibe. Now, as far as any cons, this is a movie from 1978. Gus Triconis, the director, has mostly a TV background, and there are a lot of scenes in this movie, or it maybe as a whole, it does feel kind of like a TV production, but that doesn't get in the way of the horror and the scares. There's still some really effective scares in this movie. So it's hard for me to call that a con, even though some might, and some people just don't like older movies. They like current movies. So it might not be for everybody, but I dug the hell out of it. Honestly, thank you, Ted Harrington, for recommending it, because I thought this was not going to be that good at all, but I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm going to give it a purchase worthy. I'm surprised that this movie is not more popular. I've never even heard of The Evil. I'm glad I'm doing a review because I'd like to let you guys know about it. Definitely check it out if you get a chance. I think I paid like 13 bucks for the double feature, so you could spend $13 on a lot worse. Also, and when you do check it out, let me know in the comments what you think. And as you all know, September's coming up, and you know what comes after September? October. Looking forward to October. 31 Days of October is coming back. I'm already assembling my guest list. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get that out to you guys. And if you're not sure what that is, every week I have a group of guests and we talk about what we watched over the last week. I'll post a card to my last episode from last year so you can kind of get a vibe of what it's all about. Also, come over to Killer Flicks where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, we do Free for All Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.